Gemini, hi, welcome to July. It is Cancer season. I'm Ruby and this is Ruby Reads Tarot. Let's play some tarot, shall we? Right, month of July, we already know Mercury's gone in retrograde, and here you are, Page of Swords with all the truths. There you are with all the things that you know that you want to say. Either way, you're ready to move on from a certain situation. The energy's back. You thought it was going to be an emotional roller coaster. If anything, I think this is more about re-energizing your spirit and getting back to what you do best. And that's moving swiftly on, Gemini. The Sun card. Brighter days, happier times. This eclipse brings with it a time for you to round up cycles and move forward in an abundance growth, I think, Gemini. Revival of your energy, no doubt. Looking, I think, more at this Piscean energy and seeing how it might be time for you to witness your ships rolling in somewhere that doesn't mean that your heart's getting pinched at every time you decide to make a move towards your future. You've changed, Gemini, and Mercury retrograde really is going to bring up some of those final knocks before you're really ready to move on to something else. Hangman situation, Piscean energy, get illuminated on the truth. I think you have been holding back, you have been holding tight, and I think what you needed to see out of a situation, you've kind of seen all of it, and you're kind of ready to move on now. Thing is, now you're charged up. Now the energy's there, whereas the energy wasn't there before. You had to hold tight into a certain situation. But I think the time is now showing you how it is important for you to actually envision what this future is for you. What do you want? Where are you going? What's the next frontier? Because you're quite ready to move forward. After this period of maybe stagnation. And for a Gemini, for a mutable earth and mutable air energy, movement is quite heavy, but you've been forced, I think, with your North Node also to kind of confront these hurts and heartaches, where those swords came from, who they came from, and having had enough time to ruminate in this energy, you're ready for change. So forgive yourself and move forward towards the sun. Don't take it so seriously. Don't take it so harsh. I'm not going to take these cards. Let's take these ones. Ace of Cups. Nice. Hierophant. Taurus energy. Four of Cups. What once felt like it was filling the cups and it was satiating is no longer got the same magic to it. You want to move forward, and why not? You've changed. Accept who you are now. And if you decide that you want to stick around and make something work with the sun energy, it's totally up to you. Only thing here is 3 of Wands, you might be a little bit distracted by everything else that's going on. Now, Gemini with a distraction, you know you might as well not be where you are. You might as well go and see what is distracting you. Because that interest is only going to keep you distracted, and 4 of Cups energy means you won't necessarily see your destiny at play. Don't ruminate in stuff that you know doesn't work, Gemini. Ace of Cups, the Hierophant. Love's upgrading. Serious commitments. Taurus energy. This is stability. This is groundedness. Cancer season is asking you, get grounded a little bit. Think about your commitments. What is genuinely important to you? Who is genuinely important to you? And what was important to you? Is it really important anymore? Victim card. You're not a victim in any of this. You're not. These are decisions that you made, Gemini. Choices that you made. Don't spook yourself out now just because your ruler's gone in retrograde. There's no point in living in fear if that means you're not living to your true nature. Do you see the polarity here? You, unlike Gemini, unlike Pisces, are not one to just sit and ruminate and go, you know, backwards or even still. You like to move forward. You like to push forward. You don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago because you're so busy thinking about what's going to happen 5 minutes in the future. You've got a chance to make a dream come true because you're different now. What you wanted before, you don't want anymore. What you want now is so it's tied to who you're meant to be. And this victimhood, this playing yourself small or not maybe taking accountability for your part in something. Know one thing, you're not without blame, Gemini. And maybe seek the apologies or give the apologies where you need to. Virgo got this. Sun card and joy, solar plexus focus, confidence. Are you confident in where you're moving next? Are you confident in your decision that it is time to move? Are you confident that you know that you've covered all the bases? It is Mercury retrograde. It seems to me like you've got to get moving towards your destiny. So stop playing the blame game or stop playing small, Gemini. Whatever you're looking away from, it's time to detach from it. It never satiated you. It wasn't satiating you. It wasn't enough. So now, when the universe is finally offering you a cup, when the universe is finally saying to you, you know what? Let's make it as good as you want it. Here's a new start for you, Gemini. It depends entirely how spiritually inclined you feel to it. The truth of what was. What can you learn from it? How willing and how prepared are you to understand that you were held in voluntary suspension to learn the lesson? If you've learned the lesson now, if you've learned that this isn't something that you can, it has no longevity to it. If you understand that much, what you move forward with is victorious. It means that you pour into your own cup first, which means joy, the sun, the summer for you can be spent how you're supposed to be spending it. Moving and shaking. Put the bandage over the broken heart once and for all. You can't stay there anymore. You can't. Because you'll be slowly killing you. You will be killing off everything about you. Your charm, your grace, your blessings, all of it will come to a stop. Especially when you know you can see a better future for yourself somewhere else. And especially when you know this Mercury retrograde is pulling for you destiny. So stop feeling sorry for yourself, Gemini. It's not that scary once you decide you are gone like the wind. Because whatever is in these three cups is not satiating you. So when the universe is offering you this opportunity to go and find fulfillment, get real spiritual about it. How about a thanks, universe? Let's see what the psychic oracle has to say for you. Practice ritual, right? Get a little bit spiritually inclined right now. Hope. This Mercury retrograde brings you out of some potholes and puts you right on par with some of those ships that you wanted to see rolling in. So don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. What are you doing to keep your vibration up? What are you doing to make sure that you are eating healthy, sleeping on time, being quite cognizant of the different things it takes to maintain a healthy lifestyle? I'll take all of these. Let's put these back. Because that might be as simple as it is. It's simple mechanics. Fertility, hormones. Are you looking at your hormones? What are you eating? What are you giving birth to right now? Your reproductive organs. Are you giving enough attention to your heart chakra even? Fertility is pregnancy perhaps. Perhaps there's a pregnancy that is about to happen. Perhaps you're about to give birth to the best adventure of your life. If you're worried about having kids, I wouldn't worry about that. I think children are definitely they'll be part of your experience. I just think to do it when the time is right as opposed to just doing it for the sake of doing it. There's other lives to consider. Movement, choices, and decisions. You've got to move forward. Disruption card, discontent and boredom. Either way, triumph is at the end of it. But let's talk about disruption and let's talk about discontent and boredom. You know you're changing. You know that the situation that you were in just was not cutting it for you. So why why the lingering in it? Why the holding yourself victim to it? It just was not cutting it, and just write it off as an experience as that. It was not cutting it for me. It didn't give me what I wanted. It gave me a whole bunch of discontent and boredom and disruption, which, let's face it, is fun for about 5 minutes. And then when it really begins to grab at your ankles and start hanging you up, it's not so fun when you're kind of repeating the same lesson. You already know, Gemini. You already know it's time to walk away from something. And the disruption is like the Tower card. It's going to come down. So maybe make your peace with it. And this discontent and boredom, figure out why. Where is it coming from? And if it's coming from you repeating the same cycles, then you know if you're going to voluntarily be unhealthy while Venus is in retrograde, you get a pretty good opportunity to look at those toxic patterns and really address what is happening subconsciously. Tower card, potential of something coming down, right? Disruption and discontent and boredom. This isn't the time to be bored. So much is changing, Gemini. Triumph. Focus on this victory. Focus on what this means to you. Where are you going next? Again, movement, movement, movement. He's on his horse. Sun card, which is your card. You're on your horse. You're out of here. You're gone. Gone like the wind. Gone, gone, gone. Headed towards this destiny card. So maybe get a little bit spiritually enlightened and try and find the hope in the situation and less of the victimhood and more of the joy. And get to your natural position, which is ready to fly. Leave at a moment's notice. Let's see what else we have from the tarot. Movement, I think. You're moving. You're going somewhere. Either way, you're seeing your ships roll in, and it might mean that you get to move in a direction towards more of a joyous occasion, more of a celebrating yourself, finding your soul gang, finding a new soul family, finding people that feel good, you know? If this is drinking, take it easy on the intoxicants. Don't overdo it right now. Especially if you're like in a bad frame of mind. Just don't get too caught up in social media either, or the medias in general. If you need to pull away, whenever you're beginning to feel the energy is too heavy, just pull away. Movement. It can't be more obvious. Things are moving really quickly, and I think you're going to love it. Empress card. And the 7 of Swords. Being pulled in 2 different directions. One where you know it's actually genuinely good movement forward for you. And the other where you know there's a whole bunch of sneaky shit attached to it, associated with it. The Empress card, either way, there you are. The possible options of pregnancy. This is a lot of reference to pregnancy here, Gemini. Where someone may have been trying to get away from something, new information comes in. This could be information about possible pregnancy. This could be information about someone that you just knew was like that. For me is like a troublemaker getting exposed. You might need to move forward with some apologies perhaps, and maybe reach out to a group of people that make you really feel good about yourself. So for me to tell you, lean on your friends right now, lean on family, get help from your friends and family, be amongst people, is where you find enough of this stuff, this Ace of Cups and joy stuff. It's where you find a lot of solace. It's where you find a lot of opportunity to like really revive yourself. Thing is, you've got to move forward in a direction with quite a focused intent, and you'll be quite good. Like, you'll luck out this month. July will be good for you. Just less of just victim stuff, and really understand that what is playing out right now is destiny. This was meant to happen. You were meant to leave this place. You were meant to go where you are now headed to. And it's only going to be full of so much bliss, Gemini. It's only going to be full of so much of all of that stuff that you were wanting. Possibly moving towards the sun. Growth, movement, choices, decisions. Just understand that when like you're coming from a place of... 5 of Wands was upside down on the table. 5 of Wands. It's because you're stuck in a small space. It's because you're stuck in a space that you don't want to be in. It's because like you're ready and you're mentally just bartering with someone because you're bored. And there's nothing there to do, so wrap up that cycle and move forward with the next one. There's a lot of emphasis on your solar plexus here. There's a massive emphasis on creating joy. It's a massive emphasis on becoming quite lighthearted and willing to surrender, release control where you need to. Just release the control right now. Release all control over everything. You don't need to control an outcome. You don't need to control a person. You don't need to control any of it. Surrender it all, okay? Reconnect with yourself. Your solar plexus is going to determine whether or not you're going to make it through this time with a smile on your face, or you're going to get caught up in the same stuff again, Gemini. Just leave it be now. Don't touch it. Apologize to who you need to apologize to. Learn the lesson where you need to learn the lesson, but just leave it alone. It's like picking at a wound. Why pick at something that's trying to heal? Don't do that. Really, don't do that. I think, Gemini, that's all I have for you. Venus goes direct again in your sign by the end of July. That's a really good opportunity for you to really connect with yourself on a heart level. I would strongly recommend that you put on some rose quartz and wear it throughout this season. I make these beautiful rose quartz trinkets. They're like pendants. And I put Reiki energy through these and I wrap these myself. They're wrapped with copper. They're so high vibrational, right? You can pick these up on my Etsy store, which is just Rubyreadstarot. I suggest you look into it because they're power pieces. Otherwise, keep rose quartz with you at all time. And I think that's all I have for you, Gemini. To book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com. Thank you guys for joining me. I will catch you again soon. Take care.